The moment this headline hit, it sent shockwaves across social media, news outlets, and royal watchers worldwide. Beyond repair, two words so final, so heavy that they strike at the heart of a story the world has followed for decades. The relationship between Prince William and Prince Harry, once inseparable brothers, now sources claim their bond may never be mended. But how did it come to this? And what does beyond repair truly mean in the context of one of history's most watched royal relationships? From brothers to royal icons, Prince William and Prince Harry were never just heirs and spares. They were two young boys walking behind their mother's coffin, leaning on each other through grief unimaginable to most. Their shared pain forged a bond that the world marveled at. Two brothers promising to face life side by side. For years, they were branded as a modern, relatable duo. Their appearances together were full of laughter, private jokes, and the kind of unspoken understanding that only siblings who endured trauma together could share. The public saw unity, strength, and hope. Behind the cameras, however, cracks were quietly forming. The hidden fractures sources reveal that even before Meghan Markle entered Harry's life, differences had begun to emerge. William, future king, was groomed with an unwavering sense of duty. Every decision he made was filtered through legacy, tradition, and responsibility. Harry, meanwhile, often felt like an outsider looking in, frustrated by rules he did not make and a hierarchy he could not escape. These differences laid a silent groundwork for resentment. When Meghan entered the picture, the subtle tension escalated. What William saw as caution felt to Harry like judgment and lack of support. Every attempt by William to slow things down was interpreted by Harry as interference, forcing him to defend not just his relationship, but his independence. The step back that changed everything. The decision by Harry and Meghan to step back from royal duties was seismic. To William, it was shocking and blindsiding. A monumental family decision taken without what he considered proper consultation. To Harry, it was an act of self-preservation, the culmination of years feeling unheard and trapped. This difference in perception created the first permanent fracture. Both brothers believed the other had abandoned them. William thought Harry abandoned duty. Harry thought William abandoned family. Every subsequent event would amplify this divide. The Oprah interview and memoir, fuel on the fire. The Oprah interview marked a turning point insiders say William will never forgive. Deeply personal family matters were aired publicly, causing a ripple effect not just on relationships, but on the monarchy's image. Harry, in contrast, viewed it as reclaiming his voice after years of silence. Then came the memoir. Every page added a new layer of pain. Childhood memories, once private, were reframed and shared globally. William felt exposed and hurt. Harry felt validated in his healing. Communication became almost non-existent, reduced to formalities or brief exchanges. Beyond repair, the emotional disconnect. Sources describe the current relationship as emotionally disengaged. There is reportedly no effort to mend things, no negotiations behind palace walls. William has accepted that Harry is no longer part of his inner circle. Harry has built a life that does not include regular contact with his brother. Both have moved on in their own ways, but the cost is profound. A bond that once meant everything is now fractured beyond recognition. A human story under global scrutiny. What makes this story compelling is not just the royal angle, but its deeply human aspect. Sibling relationships are fragile, especially under pressure from expectation, power, and public scrutiny. Every private pain is magnified, every misunderstanding amplified. The brothers are trapped between personal feelings and global attention, creating a rift that feels permanent. Silence instead of confrontation. Unlike dramatic public clashes, their separation is marked by silence. William reportedly stopped reaching out because every attempt felt futile. Harry stopped expecting empathy, believing that communication would lead only to misunderstanding or exploitation by palace systems. Family events that should have united them instead highlighted distance. Funerals, jubilees, coronations, all marked by awkwardness and carefully choreographed interactions. Body language experts dissected glances and steps, but the cameras captured only a fraction of reality. Behind closed doors, there were no late-night heart-to-heart talks, just formality and restraint. Divergent philosophies, stability versus voice. William and Harry's paths reflect contrasting philosophies. William channels grief and frustration into responsibility, structure, and continuity, prioritizing stability over emotion. Harry speaks openly, challenges systems, and prioritizes personal autonomy. Both are valid coping mechanisms, but taken together, they create a chasm that cannot be bridged easily. Their differing definitions of loyalty compound the divide. William equates loyalty with silence and duty. Harry equates loyalty with honesty and expression. When William sees public disclosures, he sees betrayal. When Harry sees silence, he sees abandonment. The next generation, a growing divide. Insiders suggest the next generation is unlikely to bridge this gap. The cousins are growing up in different countries, cultures, and realities. Without consistent interaction between the parents, there is little foundation for connection. This generational divergence adds a layer of permanence to the rift. Public opinion. Sharply divided reactions to the brothers' separation are polarized. Some sympathize with William, viewing him as bound by duty and betrayed by his brother. Others support Harry, seeing him as brave enough to leave a system that caused him pain. This mirrors the brothers' own divide, transforming a private family conflict into a global debate. Every new report, headline, or source reinforces the separation, making reconciliation even less likely. Moments of memory tinged with sadness. Sources note that both brothers occasionally reflect on shared memories, laughter, grief, moments of solidarity, yet these memories now carry sadness rather than comfort, reminders of what was lost, not blueprints for repair. Beyond repair does not mean hatred, it means acceptance, a recognition that trying to resurrect the relationship may cause more harm than good. Emotional closure. Quiet acceptance. William and Harry have closed a chapter neither expected to end this way. There is no dramatic confrontation, no tearful reconciliation, only quiet emotional distance. The story now belongs to history, blood ties, and shared trauma, yet divided by choices, values, and the world watching. Lessons from a royal rift. The rift highlights universal truths. Even strong childhood bonds can fracture under external pressure and mismatched values. Love does not guarantee longevity. Shared history does not ensure a shared future. Reconciliation requires alignment, trust, and vulnerability. Elements currently missing in William and Harry's relationship. Without these elements, distance becomes easier than repair. Parallel lives, a settled reality. Today, the brothers live separate lives. William focuses on his role as future king, family, and duty. Harry has built a new identity in advocacy, storytelling, and a life in the US. Occasional intersections at public events are formalities, not emotional reconnections. The public may hope for a miracle, but sources emphasize realism. Some fractures do not heal cleanly. Beyond repair, compassion. Without expectation, beyond repair does not mean absence of care. Both reportedly still love each other, but have accepted the relationship as it is, not as they wish it could be. Emotional detachment brings a form of peace, freeing them from cycles of disappointment. Symbolic tragedy. Their story is both personal and symbolic. William and Harry once represented hope, that tradition and vulnerability could coexist. The rift shows how fragile that balance is under public pressure and emotional divergence. It's a sobering reminder. Even the strongest bonds can fracture when values, coping mechanisms, and external forces collide, living separate worlds. Ultimately, the story of William and Harry is no longer unfolding drama, but a settled reality. Two brothers shaped by tragedy, choosing different survival paths, now live parallel lives, connected by blood but separated by choice. For royal watchers, it is heartbreaking yet real. For the brothers, it is a quiet acceptance that not all bonds can be repaired, no matter how deep they once ran. What do you think? Is reconciliation truly impossible, or could time change things? Comment below, hit that like button if this story moved you, and subscribe with the bell to stay updated on the royal saga, because while headlines fade, the story of William and Harry is far from forgotten.